how I logged 60 hours of focused work in just 30 days 14. In the next 14 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact system I used, not theory, not fluff, the actual daily process that took me from distracted to unstoppable. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll share the biggest mistake I made in week 2 that almost derailed everything. Welcome to Success Breath, where we help you find your rhythm in wealth creation, productivity, and purpose. Every video is designed to help you think sharper, act smarter, and rise higher. Let's dive in. The wake-up call. First, let me paint you a picture of where I was on day 0. I tracked my time for 3 days before starting this experiment, and the results were embarrassing. Out of roughly 8 to 10 hours I considered work time each day, I was getting maybe 90 minutes of actual focused work done. The rest? Context switching, notifications, quick checks of social media, and what I call productive procrastination. You know, reorganizing my desktop instead of writing that proposal. I realized I had a major problem. I was confusing being busy with being productive. So I asked myself a hard question. What if I could double, triple, or even quadruple my focused work time? What would that mean for my business? For my goals? For my life? That's when I committed to this 30-day experiment. The goal wasn't to work more hours. It was to make the hours I worked actually count. Here's what I knew going in. I needed a system, not just motivation. It had to be sustainable, not some burnout sprint. It had to fit into my real life with all its messiness. And most importantly, I needed to measure it. Because what gets measured gets managed. The 4 pillars. After researching dozens of productivity methods, I distilled everything down to 4 core pillars. These aren't new concepts individually, but the way I combined them created something that actually stuck. Pillar 1, the Power Hour Protocol. Instead of trying to be focused for 8 hours straight, which is impossible, I committed to just 1 power hour per day minimum. That's it. Just 60 minutes of completely uninterrupted, deeply focused work. Here's how it worked. I chose the same time every day. For me, 9 a.m., phone on airplane mode, in another room, computer, single task only, all other apps closed. Timer set for 60 minutes. No exceptions, no quick checks. The magic wasn't the hour itself. It was in the consistency. Day 1 was hard. Day 7 was easier. By day 15, my brain automatically shifted into focus mode at 9 a.m. Pillar 2, the priority pyramid. Every Sunday night, I'd identify my top 3 priorities for the week. Not 10, not 5, just 3. These were the things that, if accomplished, would make the week a success regardless of what else happened. Then each morning, I'd choose one of those 3 to tackle during my power hour. This eliminated decision fatigue and ensured my best mental energy went to what actually mattered. Here's the framework I used. Does this move my business forward? Does this align with my quarterly goals? Will I regret not doing this? If it didn't pass all 3 tests, it wasn't a priority. Pillar 3, the distraction elimination audit. I spent the first 3 days of the experiment tracking every single distraction. Email notifications, WhatsApp messages, text messages, random thoughts, everything. The results shocked me. I was being interrupted, either externally or by myself, an average of 37 times per power hour attempt. 37 times. So I got ruthless. Uninstalled social media from my phone. Set email to check only at noon and 4 p.m. Used website blockers during power hours. Kept a notepad nearby for random thoughts instead of acting on them immediately. Did this feel extreme? Absolutely. Did it work? Without question. Pillar 4, the recovery ritual. This is a pillar most people skip, and it's why they burn out. After every power hour, I took a mandatory 15-minute break. Not a check email break or a scroll Twitter break, an actual recovery break. I'd walk outside, make coffee, stretch, or just stare out the window. This rest period wasn't wasted time. It was a reset button that made the next session possible. By treating recovery as part of the system, not something to skip, when I felt motivated, I avoided the boom-bust cycle that had plagued my previous attempts at productivity. The 30-day journey. Let me take you through what actually happened week by week. The good, the bad, and the moments I almost quit. Week 1, the honeymoon phase. Hours logged. 8. The first week was fueled by pure motivation. I completed my power hour 6 out of 7 days, logging just over 8 hours of deep work. I felt unstoppable. I was crushing tasks that had been on my to-do list for months. But here's what I didn't realize. I was riding the high of novelty. The real test was coming. Week 2, the collapse. Hours logged. 6. This is where most people quit. And I almost did too. On day 10, I had an early morning meeting that threw off my routine. Instead of adjusting my power hour to later in the day, I just skipped it. I'll do it tomorrow. I told myself. The next day, another excuse. By day 14, I'd only done 3 power hours that week. Here's the brutal truth I had to face. Systems don't fail. People's commitment to them does. So I made a rule. If I missed my scheduled power hour for a legitimate reason, I had to do it before the day ended. Even if that meant working at 9 p.m. No skips, only reschedules. This one adjustment saved the entire experiment. Week 3, the breakthrough. Hours logged, 18. Something shifted in week 3. The power hour stopped feeling like a discipline and started feeling like a sanctuary. this protected block of time where I could actually think, create, and make progress on what mattered. I started doubling up on some days, doing 2 power hours instead of 1. Not because I was forcing myself, but because I wanted to. The quality of work I was producing during these sessions was exponentially better than my scattered approach before. I also noticed something unexpected. The rest of my day became more productive too. Knowing I'd already accomplished something significant by 10 a.m. changed my entire mindset. Week 4, the optimization. Hours logged, 28. In the final week, everything clicked. I'd refined my system based on what I'd learned. Power hours scheduled around my energy peaks, not arbitrary times. A pre-game routine to get into flow faster. Better task selection. Choosing projects that require deep thought, not busy work. Tracking not just hours, but the quality and impact of the work. The lessons. This experiment taught me things that no productivity book ever mentioned. Here are the 5 biggest lessons. Lesson 1. Focus work is a skill, not a trait. I used to think some people were just naturally better at concentrating. That's nonsense. Focus is like a muscle. It gets stronger with consistent training. My first power hour was exhausting. My last one felt effortless. Lesson 2. Environment beats willpower every time. You can't white-knuckle your way through distractions. I could have the strongest intention in the world, but if my phone was within reach, I'd check it. Design your environment to make the right choice the easy choice. Lesson 3. Perfect is the enemy of done. There were days my power hour wasn't perfect. I'd get distracted for 5 minutes or lose focus toward the end. I used to think this meant the session was ruined. It wasn't. An imperfect power hour still beat 0 focus time. Lesson 4. Rest is productive. The days I skipped my recovery breaks, thinking I'd be more productive, were always my least productive days overall. Strategic rest isn't slacking. It's performance optimization. Lesson 5. Clarity multiplies effort. 1 hour of focused work on the right thing is worth 10 hours of scattered work on everything. I didn't stay motivated for 30 days and therefore succeed. I committed to the system, started seeing results, and that progress fueled my motivation to continue. Waiting to feel motivated before starting is a trap. Your action plan. All right, you've seen the system and the results. Now let's talk about how you can implement this starting tomorrow. Day 1 to 3, the audit. Track your current work patterns honestly. Note every distraction. Identify when you have the most mental energy. Write down your top 3 priorities for next week. Day 4 to 7, the foundation. Choose your power hour time slot. Set up your environment, blockers, phone location, everything. Start with just 30 minutes if 60 feels overwhelming. Track your hours in a simple spreadsheet or app. Week 2, the commitment. No matter what, reschedule, don't skip. Adjust your timing if needed based on week 1 data. Add a recovery ritual. Celebrate small wins. Week 3 to 4, the expansion. Consider adding a second power hour if it feels right. Refine your task selection. Notice the compound effects in other areas. Document what's working and what isn't. Tools I recommend. For tracking, a simple spreadsheet works, or apps like Toggle or Rescue Time. The one non-negotiable. Start tomorrow, not Monday, not next month. Tomorrow, even if it's just 20 minutes, even if it's imperfect, even if you're not sure you're doing it right. The gap between knowing and doing is where dreams go to die. Don't let that be you. Closing. In 30 days, come back and let me know in the comments. Remember, you don't need more time. You need better focus. And that starts with a single hour. The next 30 days will pass whether you take action or not. The only question is, will you look back with regret or with results? If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe to Success Breath for more strategies on building the business and life you actually want. Now get out there and reclaim your focus. See you in 30 days.